The rumors are really thick right now as everybody's sitting around in anticipation of what's going to be free agency. And the Chiefs fan base is not excluded from that. There are a couple of rumors out there that we really have to take a hard look at and get to smashing. We're going to do that right now on RGR Football. Welcome back, Chiefs fans, football fans, NFL fans everywhere. I'm Ryan. This is me going rogue on the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL. And right now, it's all about the NFL because everything is alive everywhere with cuts and releases and hopes for new acquisitions across every fan base in the NFL. And we're going to talk about a couple of them that are related to what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and sub and hit the bell notification because there's so much more going on. We want you to be filled in. If you happen to be one of the members, or if you want to join the memberships, you can click down over here somewhere. We are going to have a member stream live tonight, as well as this one that I decided to do live because I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. There's so much going on right now. I wanted to make sure that I was here. And the first guy that we need to talk about is what's been really popular, not only in my mentions, but in a number of things around the league, and that's this guy. He is probably the premier tight end that is going to be on the market this offseason that isn't a rookie of some kind. And Zach Ertz definitely has a lot of people talking. The thing that really stands out to me is the thing about Ertz is the rumor from Mike Silver is that it's being reported that there are other teams, quarterbacks, that are really standing on tables demanding that teams go try to trade for Zach Ertz. And that's all well and good. A veteran that knows how to get open makes sense. He's been mostly healthy the last few years, played 11 games in 2020, played 15 the year before that and 16 the year before that. I know there were some injury concerns before, but that is, I think, enough of a track record to make you feel happy about it. Now, certainly the Colts would be among those teams that, hey, maybe you want to pair him with his old quarterback and see what you can do, even though they have a pretty good tight end on their roster already. That's the same situation for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have the best tight end in the league on their roster already. And we all know that a backup is certainly the kind of thing that they need to do, but it's not the thing that they have to do this way. By trading for Ertz, who's, I think it's going to be 7.7 dead money on his contract, it's still a pretty hefty number for them to absorb while giving up draft assets, which is probably the only thing that's going to get it done for the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's just problematic for what the Chiefs need to do. They need to cut salary, not gain it. They need to gain draft picks, not lose them. So this is just something that, while it might look good on paper, it might be fun to think about for Patrick Mahomes having two targets that are athletic, that know how to catch the ball, that know how to adjust to defenses. It's just a bit of a stretch. And this rumor is, I think, based on what media outlets are responding to fans' desires, not to what is really out there. I think Zach Ertz will be traded. And I think the interest in particular from quarterbacks around the league tells you exactly that there is interest out there. It's just not going to come from the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't have the room, quite frankly, to make that work against the rest of their offense and the things that they have to do in order to get that done. That's the big problem. And so at the end of the day, don't expect this to happen. Don't be disappointed when it doesn't. That's okay. That's the way that it goes with some things that are really based on desire more than reality. And unfortunately, Zach Ertz is one of them. It's just that way. I hope that he does continue his career in somewhere that will help him. And quite frankly, I like what Chris Ballard's doing in Indianapolis. So more power to him. Hopefully they can get that under and make everybody work together in Indianapolis in a way that helps that organization. Good for them. The other one has been really, really popular lately. And I've had discussions about this with multiple people, not just me. You can say that, hey, maybe my point of view is very specific, and that's absolutely true when it comes to not only the draft, but roster building in general. I talk about it all the time on Locked On NFL. The way that I go about roster building is probably specific to me and maybe not applicable to every organization in the NFL. And if you're not a fan of Locked On NFL yet, check us out. I'm always on Thursdays, and you can find me on there a couple other days of the week from time to time as well. But we have a great crew on Locked On NFL. That podcast is available everywhere. And as we go through that process, I hear more and more about guys from other teams fan bases being interested in, hey, is this guy going to get cut? Are the Chiefs going to save some money by releasing a player that maybe hasn't performed up to his actual contract? And that's a fine gripe. You are perfectly legitimate in having some qualms about what you've gotten from Anthony Hitchens. And at the end of the day, that's what it does come down to. But it still isn't structured in a way that makes it worth anything for the Kansas City Chiefs to actually release him. You lose the leader, the play caller on your defense. You lose, $8 million almost in salary, in dead money, and you're only gaining $2 million on the cap. It's just not enough to part ways with a player that, despite what maybe the Chiefs fan base thinks, and honestly, what other fan bases around the league may think, that you actually like and want him in this defense, to at least, if nothing else, at this point in the contract, at this point in his career, to be the bridge to the future for your new linebackers. One, Willie Gay, who's already on the roster, and what I expect to be another high-round draft pick that will add to this roster to kind of take the next evolution of what the Chiefs linebacker core is going to be, as they emphasize that middle part to try and stabilize and make more creative what they can do at the back end. You'll hear me talk about a bunch of this in terms of the draft picks that are going to be available in the secondary, because that is important. That is going to help the evolution as well. And it all goes hand in hand. But the bottom line here is that in the meantime, you would lose not only leadership and the ability to make calls, and we have to be very certain that we don't rush Willie Gay into that kind of position. When he was able to be on the field without Anthony Hitchens last year in the game that he got hurt, it was not him calling the defense. He did not have the green dot for the play call microphone headset going into the plays, and that does mean something. It means that Willie needs to be, right now at least, maybe an off season's worth of work will change that, but he right now needs to be a guy that can do his job and not worry about setting the rest of the defense, that they need some leadership in that spot at the middle backer and, quite frankly, at the strong backer in the big nickel. And that's what Hitchens provides. Letting go of him for almost zero cap savings and creating dead money just goes against everything that this organization has to be guarded against. You have to bide your time and get as much value out of these contracts as you can. Whether you think they were overinflated or overpaid to begin with, you have to maximize them, because you have to get young real fast. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So this rumor as well has to be smashed. Anthony Hitchens is not going to go anywhere unless somebody were crazy enough to trade for him and give you value back that you could try to acquire. And that's really what it all comes down to. And I think these rumors, they get started some places, but the problem is when people take them and run and try to purport them as reality when they're not. It's just another scenario out there, another rumor out there that doesn't actually hold water. And that's what it comes down to. And I decided to do this one live because, quite frankly, there's just so much going on right now. I couldn't keep up with all the moves ahead of time. And every time that I've recorded in the last couple of days, recorded something ahead of time, I've had to throw it out because some circumstance changes and it's no longer applicable. So that's kind of where I'm at. So let me know what you guys think. What's the rumors that you're tired of hearing or that you think might actually have some truth to them? I would like to know, and I'll address them as well. So that's where I'm at for today. Nice quick one. We're going to have a members live stream tonight. You'll see Stevie and everybody else on there. Then Thursday is the live mock draft. Dan will have something in between. We have a couple of things coming for you next week as well. And then Danilo on Friday for his latest draft crush. We're going to get into it thick and heavy as we do the run up to free agency. I hope that you guys are with us. If you're not, hit the like and the sub and the bell notification now so that you are with us. It's going to be a great run. We're going to talk all about this mock draft on Thursday, get all of your thoughts together so that we can kind of run through that as a group. Hope that you guys are having a great day. I appreciate you checking this one out, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football.
Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.